Good morning! Another lovely day in the car. So today I want to talk a little bit about Strava Kudos and why I don't really like them. So I was actually watching this podcast video from I think it was Train Road it was GCN. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was actually having there was a video about him having a timeout or a month off from detox from Strava, and a lot of thoughts on that, and that triggered some thoughts in me that I have had about Strava and the kudos that you can give on each other's activities. So I've been using Strava for 11 years now, and I really like the platform. I like the overview of the activities. It's much better than for example, I use Garmin and their Connect app. I think Strava is wonderful. I use it as like a diary for my own activities mainly. As a social network, I don't use it that much. I follow about 20 people, and I also have like 80 followers. And most of those people are like, you have met sometimes or trained together, and you have like an activity, and after that activity you like each other's event on Strava, and you feel obligated to follow the other person, or you get followed by that person on Strava and you follow back. And I don't really like that part. Most of the people I follow, the 20 people I follow, I have actually marked them as muted, because I don't want them to show up in my feed. As I said, I use it mostly as a platform on my own, as a diary for my own activities. So coming into the kudos part. So some of my followers give kudos to every single activity I post, and since I don't follow them, or I have them muted, of course they never show up in my feed, so I never kudos them back on their activities. And I think it's like, for example, the people that kudos each and every activity I do, it's like it's not worth anything, I would say. Most of my activities are just basic activities. They are like checking a box list, run on a Tuesday, not very exciting, swim on a Wednesday, not especially exciting or good, but you get these kudos up, and to be honest, I don't like them. I like kudos when they are like given for a specific reason. It's like that was a really good workout, or that was a good thing, when you really want to show something. But then I think it makes more sense to write a comment. The comment section I like better, I would say. So with this, you could argue, why don't I keep my profile just private if I want to use it as a diary only? I have actually been thinking about having that private, but I also want to have my activities in public, because I want people to be able to see what I'm doing. I don't want to hide it away or something like that. So what I actually would like to do is to be able to turn off the feature to give kudos on my activities. I have since many years back switched off the notifications for kudos, because I don't want a notification in my phone when someone gives a kudos. It's okay when someone writes a comment or someone like writes something, but for a kudos on a activity, I don't want it to get like disturbed in the phone for that. And I also don't like the feeling, or how should I say, when someone gives kudos to you, you feel like obligated to give kudos back, and I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. I mean, it's not worth anything when you do things like that. And I said most of the people I follow, I have them muted. You could also argue that if they are muted, why do you even follow them in the first way? So, and there's actually a reason for that. So before a certain race, for example, maybe we are participating in the same race, I sometimes unmute them, so I see their activities in my feed as well, because I want to. I think it's interesting to see how their preparations and what they're doing, and before the race, how it's going for them, because that's how I like to use Strava. I mean, as a diary for my own activities, a log, and also to follow people before some event. But I don't want to. I'm not really interested in people's everyday training all year around. But before a certain race, I find it quite interesting, and then I might mute them again after the race or something like that. So I'm not sure how people use Strava. I mean, it's widely used, and if they are, I mean, I never scroll through. I'm not using it as like Facebook or Instagram as a social platform that I scroll through people's activities and look what they have done. Maybe that's how people use it, and then it might be interesting to be able to give kudos here and there if you follow a lot of people. But for me, I mostly go into the last activity I've done, maybe add some photos from the activity itself, maybe write some description if I have like an injury, or if it's been like a something special happened. For example, during my last the Ironman 70.3 in Elsinore last week, I had a special event happening during my bike ride where my heart rate suddenly just jumped up to 180 and stayed there for like 15 minutes, which was like I wanted to pinpoint that and make some notes in the description so I can look back and see, like a log, as I said. But mostly I look into my own events. Might sound selfish, but that's how I use it. And yeah, I guess that's it. A bit. It's not like a diss on the kudos parts, but I would actually prefer if there would be like a checkbox where I can say enable or disable kudos on my activities, because I don't really want them. Not to say you're you're allowed to give kudos on my activities, but I don't really care much about them, and I find it unnecessary, I would say. I actually have And I know people are getting stressed about it as well, but that's maybe Strava more in itself. One of my friends, he actually had to delete his account entirely because he got totally stressed up about seeing other people's activities and how well they performed, and how it got noted when he didn't have been running or cycling as well. And he looked at the different average powers for his friends, and just got totally stressed about how he performed. And he was actually really like super fit cyclist. And then it's of course just dumb to be stressed about it. Instead of deleting his account, I would, in my case, I would have kept my profile private and just avoid to follow or to be followed by any people, and just keep it as a diary or a training log. Because I think Strava, in that sense, it's just perfect. I really like Strava, and I actually pay for the premium service as well, because I like the extra features to look into the deeper statistics of my own training. But as I said, that's just how I use it. I don't use it as a social platform. Oh well. A short video on why I don't like the Kudos feature. Kudos, or Kudos, as I heard they say in the UK, the feature on Strava. So please give me a checkbox or the ability to disable Kudos on my activities. I would really like that feature. I would actually pay extra for it as well. Anyway, that's it for... Oh, I must show you. This is where I stopped yesterday. I found this really nice lake somewhere in Småland, Sweden, where I passed by with the car. And I decided to stop here on my way home yesterday. I looked at the map and it was like 12 kilometers around the lake. So I stopped here just a couple of 100 meters in front of me, changed into my running gear, and I took a slow jog around the lake. Found some fabulous places, like really nice houses and spots around this lake on the other side where you don't drive. Made a slow jog for like 1 hour 6 minutes around this. I think it was like 12 kilometers in the afternoon. Afterwards I jumped in the lake, took a shower in the lake, and changed again and continued to drive home. Really fabulous. We'll do that again. The lake itself is called Landsjön, and this little place, the little city, no, it's not a city, it's called Kaxholmen. That's where I stopped. We'll do that again for sure. All right, over and out. See you.